My comedy DVDs, part 10. Ahoy hoy everybody, and welcome to part 10 of a look at my comedy DVDs. So we've got stand-up, we've got sketch shows, we've got sitcoms, films, various other bits. Let's carry straight on with The High Life. I love The High Life, I loved it when it was on. So it was written by Alan Cumming and Forbes Masson. And they play two male air stewards, cabin crew as they are now, but I think they were still air stewards in that time, and for a Scottish Air Scotia, Scottish airline, and it's their run-ins with the captain and the chief cabin crew showner. Yeah, it's just really funny, really funny. You for coffee? This includes the pilot as well. Yeah, just great stuff. I've met Alan Cumming and this is what I talked to him about. This is Alfresco, 2-disc set from Network. Is that Network? Yeah, it's Network as well. So Alfresco was 2 series, and it was sort of inspired by-ish. Well, no, it wasn't. I'll scrub that. But basically it was the Footlights, Perrier Award-winning Footlights team of Fine Laurie, Emma Thompson, that was it actually, I think. It came out of this. But then we've added Ben Elton, who wrote most of it as well, and then Robbie Coltrane and Siobhan Redmond as well. But it's a sketch show, basically. This also contains There's Nothing to Worry About, which is the Granada region-only prequel series of 3 episodes. It's good. It's very hit and miss. There is some good, as I say, there's some good stuff on there, but it's not brilliant. But sort of historically, it's very important. Okay, we have the Friday Night Project Unleashed. So on an earlier video I showed the Sunday Night Project Unleashed, or whatever it was called. So it's the sort of the best of and the unseen bits from the Sunday Night Project, and this is the same for the original series of Friday Night Project. Some of the guests on this is David Tennant, Rob Lowe, Misha Barton, Girls Aloud, Jerry Springer. But yeah, series I really enjoyed. We have Filthy Rich and Cat Flap. So this was what they did between the Young Ones and Bottom, Rick and Aid. This was written by Ben Elton, so it's more akin to Young Ones. Nigel Planer's in it with them as well. Rick Mathiel did write some of it as well, as he did with the Young Ones. But the characters, Richie Rich and Eddie Catflap, are very much precursors to Richie and Eddie from Bottom. So Richie Rich is a talentless and unheard of TV personality. Ralph Filthy, played by Nigel Planer, is his useless sponging agent, and Eddie Catflap, his alcoholic minder. It's good. It's not as good as Young Ones, it's not as good as Bottom, but there's some really funny stuff in here, including an early appearance by David Baddiel with bizarre hair. But yeah, they call it Complete Series 1, it was the only series, but yes. Father Ted Complete 3rd series, so I have shown some Father Ted already. I think I showed Series 2 Part 1 or Series 2 Part 2. This was the 3rd series. When this aired, I was a bit disappointed, having loved the first 2 series. However, over the years, I've grown to really love this just as much. Sadly, as you may know, Dermot Morgan died. I think it was the day the last episode of this aired, or the first episode of this aired. You know when you start a sentence and then really think you really should have checked something before you said it? Let's have a look. 28th of February 1998. He died. Oh, it was one day after recording the series' final episode that he died. So that was sort of tinged it with a sense of sadness originally. So that might be why I was a bit disappointed at first, knowing that. But as I say, over the years, I've come to love this just as much as the other two series. Frankie Boyle Live. So this was his first live DVD after he'd come to fame through Mock the Week. I really like Frankie Boyle. You know, I like comedians who push things and sometimes overstep boundaries. And even, you know, sometimes even I think, oh dear, you know, that's just not funny, that's just cruel. But he's very clever. He's brilliant way with words as well. Yeah, really like that. Dara O'Brien live at the Theatre Royal. So I've shown a number of Dara O'Brien live DVDs and Blu-rays already. This contains his appearance on Live at the Apollo and Ed and Dara talking about the show. So this was before... Oh no, it wasn't. It is an InVision commentary. They just only call that in one place, not the other. But this, yeah, more strong stuff. This is A Touch of the Casanovas, starring Frankie Howard. Madeline Smith's in this as well. So it's sort of, after Up Pompeii, it's sort of trying to do the same thing, but in Venetian sort of Casanova era. Well, obviously, hence the title. It's not as good as Up Pompeii, but it has its moments. We have Carry On Quizzing. So there was a spate. This feels like it's loose. Yes, it is. There was a spate for a couple of years of interactive DVDs and quite a few quiz ones. I have already shown way back when I was showing my normal DVDs a sci-fi one presented by Tom Baker. I have one or two others apart from this one. None of them ever work properly. But this was Carry On Quizzing, a fun family game with over 600 questions based on all the Carry On films, combination of film clips, stills, quotes and text questions. So apart from the fact that I like Carry Ons, my main reason for getting this is actually it was presented by Richard O'Brien, who obviously created Rocky Horror Show and Crystal Maze, who I'm a big fan of. And one of his first roles was riding a horse because he was a stuntman in Carry On Cowboy. Yeah, as I say, you know, they never really work. This is Genius. This is Catterick. So this was how many episodes was it? 6? Yeah, I think. 6-episode sitcom. Written by and starring Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer. Along with Reece Shearsmith, Matt Lucas, Marina Banks, Tim Healy, Mark Benton and Charlie Hickson. It's so good. If you don't get Reeves and Mortimer, you might not agree, but if you do, this is probably the best thing they've ever done. So, the primary characters, although they do appear in other roles, are Chris and Carl Palmer. So, Carl has just left the army. That's Bob. And he returns home to Catterick with his brother Chris. And it's basically for 3 hours, you know, it's told in real time as Carl tries to find his long lost son. They stay at this hotel. It's difficult to explain without spoiling it, and I really don't want to spoil it. Plus, I might talk a bit more about this in a later video. I'm going to leave it there, but it's just really good stuff. Okay, this is the CKY Trilogy Round 1. So, I had a period where I was really into Jackass, and as a result I wanted to get the shows that sort of inspired Jackass. So this was Bam Margera's show CKY, that led to him being in the Jackass team. It also features Brandon DeCamillo, Ryan Dunn, Rap himself, who also appear at times in Jackass. So it's very, if you're familiar with Jackass, it's very much that sort of thing. A bit more of a skating emphasis with these. But, you know, silly stunts, silly stuff. I enjoyed them all, basically. You'll see more CKY coming up. Back to Father Ted. So this is Series 2 Part 2, so it must have been Series 2 Part 1 that I showed in a previous video. Yeah, just great stuff on here. We have the Fast Show Farewell Tour. So this was their live show from November 2002 with a behind the scenes documentary. Lots of really funny stuff there. And we have, let's get these in the right order, extras, the complete first series, the complete second series, and the special. And I think that is the right order. I don't think the special was in between the two. I think it was at the end, sort of wrapping it up. So this was what Ricky Gervais did after The Office. Written with Stephen Merchant still. So they run... No, they don't. Wrong show. Ricky plays David Millman? Andy Millman. I think it's David Brent. Andy Millman, who makes his living as an extra in films and TV series, and as such they get in lots of big stars to do cameos like Kate Winslet and Patrick Stewart and David Bowie and Samuel L. Jackson and Daniel Radcliffe and Ian McKellen, Robert De Niro, and most importantly Barry from EastEnders, and Les Dennis as well in later series, and Keith Chegwin. But as the series progresses, he's written a sitcom and that gets put into production, and yeah, really good stuff. That'll do for this part. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.